Rock apes in Vietnam. As the American GIs battled through the dense jungles of Vietnam, the US government began a defoliation program to assist in the jungle warfare and clear out the native plant life in war-torn areas. Although the lasting effects of Agent Orange are still being uncovered in the modern day, with a wide range of birth defects, brain damage, heart damage, and cancer-causing agents, there appears to have been an unforeseen consequence of Agent Orange during the Vietnam War. Referred to by American soldiers as rock apes, consistent reports were made by a wide number of platoons of giant humanoid creatures fleeing the dying jungles of Vietnam and encountering the American GIs with sticks and rocks in battle. One veteran wrote the following report. Serving with the 101st Airborne in the mountains of Vietnam, I saw them, the rock apes, on many occasions. They were as large as a big man and usually were in small groups of 2 to 3, unlike Bigfoot, but were bigger than most men and smaller than Bigfoot. They were spotted on days, but would also set off our trip flares at night. This could very well be evidence that Bigfoot-like species inhabits the jungles of Vietnam and, under threat of their environment collapsing, came out of their hidden regions and battled with soldiers to save their forests, only to relocate to other jungles unaffected by the Agent Orange defoliant. World War II Airman UFO Encounter. Some of the most terrifying dogfights during wartime were first experienced during the Second World War, with desperate Japanese pilots committing kamikaze just to get a leg up on the war, German fighter planes pushing the boundaries of flight technologies to fly faster and further than previously theorized possible, underground British factories piecing together advanced fighter jets with dwindling resources for dramatic last stands, and US Air Force pilots holding their own in some of the largest aerial bombers that had ever been constructed in history. All of these advancements failed in comparison, however, to the strange technological advances witnessed by United States airmen that claimed to have witnessed countless encounters with unidentified flying objects. Described as cigar-shaped rocket-like crafts, on the late November evening back in 1944, the 415th Night Fighter Squadron reported seeing a number of peculiar lights along the Rhine Valley Ridge, north of the French-German border. The report detailed that there were about 81 lights in a row that emanated a fiery orange glow. As the Night Fighter Squadron turned to attack the craft, the lights faded and appeared to have disappeared from the region entirely. This was one of a countless number of military reports that described similar-looking unidentified flying objects, with one of the strangest reports being the witness account of Lieutenant Samuel A. Krasny. According to Krasny's report, as he was flying, he noticed a large, wingless cigar-shaped object with a reddish glow floating alongside him just a few yards off the plane's wingtip, seemingly attached by an invisible wire maintaining a perfect distance and speed. Immediately, Krasny went into evasive maneuvers and rolled the plane while dropping down to get away from the craft, only to witness the cigar-shaped object follow his maneuvers perfectly and maintain its position relative to his airplane with perfect cadence. After several minutes of additional maneuvers, Krasny said that the object suddenly faded in color and shot off at an incredible impulse speed away from his craft before disappearing from sight. These lights were later provided the name of Foo Fighters by the airmen witnessed in reference to Smokey Stover's comics that would say, "Where there's food, there's fire," reminiscent of the strange craft's fiery color. Woodwoes. Woodwoes, also known as the hairy Wildman, is a mysterious creature that is believed to have existed in Europe during the Middle Ages. It is believed that this Bigfoot-like creature had hair all over its body. It was more close to humans than apes, and it could be described as an extremely hairy wild human. There are a number of theories about the Woodwoes. Some people believed that Woodwoses were actually people who had gone into the woods. As they lived in the woods, over time they adapted to the conditions, and in order to protect themselves, they grew hair all over their bodies. According to another theory, some people who were born with an unusually high density of hair on their bodies retreated to the woods and decided to live in isolation as they could not live a normal life in human society. However, some modern-day researchers have proposed that they were actually Neanderthals who were still alive in Europe up until the Middle Ages. The praying mantis humanoid. A couple were walking together in Chicago's Schiller Woods, a large, fairly flat area of woodland on the outskirts of Chicago O'Hare Airport. There isn't anything particularly special about Schiller Woods. But the area has been host to multiple deaths over the years, most predating our story by some time. However, this isn't what we're focusing on today. The couple, for whatever reason, were going to practice a pagan ritual in the woods. They completed the majority of this ritual, but towards the end they spotted something strange amongst the trees. The lady jumped up, startled at what she'd spotted, and thought they'd just seen the Slender Man. The figure was around 7 or 8 feet tall and had a strange grey complexion with big bulbous eyes, the sort you'd find on an insect when viewed under a microscope. The witness explained that the creature had long arms that dropped below its knees, and that these arms were attached to strange, claw-like hands. The creature allegedly seemed keen to stay away from the couple and remained amongst the trees. It seemed reclusive and almost scared of them. The couple thought it would be best to leave the creature alone and hastily made their way back to the car. Still startled and feeling strangely in awe of what they'd just witnessed, the couple discussed whether either of them had noticed anything strange or different whilst they'd been practicing the ritual. Neither of them could think of anything, but on the way home, they noticed something. The area around the woods was normally densely populated with animals. All sorts of deer, raccoons, and other wildlife were commonly sighted near Schiller. However, on the night of the sighting, no wildlife was to be seen anywhere. Schiller Woods were eerily quiet and empty. The creature that the couple saw had been described as a humanoid in the form of a praying mantis. Male praying mantis can fly, are long-bodied with disproportionately sized limbs. They're usually green, but given this one was 7 feet tall and allegedly part human, it's forgiven for not totally conforming to the stereotype. Whatever the couple saw in Schiller Woods that evening, we're sure that they're glad that thing stayed behind the trees. Springhealed Jack. In 1837, a woman named Mary Stevens was walking to Lavender Hill in South London when suddenly a mysterious figure leaped in front of her. It grabbed her and scratched her body with its claws. As the woman started screaming, the passerby rushed to help her, but before they could reach, the mysterious figure had vanished. Locals searched for the mysterious aggressor, but they could not find him. This was only the first incident involving the mysterious aggressor with sharp, claw-like hands. Within the next few days, several other young women also reported similar incidents in London and the surrounding areas. The incidents associated with the mysterious figure made their way to the press, who gave it the name of Springhealed Jack. In February 1838, Springhealed Jack made another appearance. This time, a woman named Jane Alsop claimed that she was attacked at the door of her house by a mysterious gentleman who was wearing a cloak. According to her, someone had rang the doorbell, and when she opened the door to see who it was, the mysterious gentleman took off the cloak and breathed white and blue flames onto her. As she stood there in shock, the mysterious figure started cutting her clothes with its claws. The attacker fled after Alsop's sister rushed to the door to help her. The police arrested a man named Thomas Milbank, and a case was made against him. However, he couldn't be convicted as Jane Alsop insisted that the man who had attacked her could breathe fire. During 1838, many other incidents of Springhealed Jack attacking young women were reported, and gradually these incidents spread throughout England. Similar incidents were reported in Scotland as well. However, over time, the incidents associated to Springhealed Jack started decreasing. The mysterious man became a part of popular culture, however. A number of novels were written about him, and various supernatural abilities were attributed to him. The last reported sighting of Springhealed Jack was in 1904. Since then, there haven't been any other sightings. Over the years, there has been a lot of debate as to who or what this mysterious man or creature was. Some believe that it was merely a man trying to terrorize the locals in an effort to gain popularity. Others believe that it was a ghost-like creature that was attracted to young women. Whatever the reality of Springhealed Jack was, this Victorian demon has become a part of popular culture forever. But what do you make of these recent discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.